Hello, and welcome back to Dice Dropping's Song of Fire and Ice role-playing game, The Chronicles of House Weirlight. Hi, everybody!
Hello!
How's everybody doing? Don't worry, we are practicing social distancing. If people are watching this far in the future, I don't know, ask someone older.
I don't know. What do you mean social distancing?
We're not going to mention it.
It's the inside kid's dream.
Yep.
I hope everything becomes like a cult
Yep.
in the future that archaeologists unearth. It's like, what the fuck happened here?
But yeah, so I think I'm very happy to go back to the world of Westeros and see how the Weirlights, well, at least try to avert a war, and see if everyone survives. That'd be fun. Who's ready to die tonight? Anybody? Mm-hmm. That's my players.
Nope.
I'm ready to
prepared.
Prepared.
I volunteer for the designated survivor.
Remember, guys. What do we say to the god of death?
Not
me now.
today.
Come on in.
Thank you. That's close. That's the right answer. That's good.
Come on in. Like, yeah.
Yes, take me now, you sexy bag of bones.
Take your shoes off. Make yourself comfortable.
I have cookies.
I have cookies.
Do you want some wine?
He goes, yes, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Nice to know that it's the
Thank
cookies
you.
that did me in.
Yeah. So, we're going to kind of just get right into this. Quick recap. House Weirlight is currently in a Westerland's house called House Dulver. They were tasked by their liege lord, Mace Tyrell, to help him avert a war. It seems that the Dulvers have some design on taking out the House Tolleson of the Riverlands and taking their mines and wealth and lands. Both sides seem possibly misinformed about the other, and there definitely is some chicanery going on. Everyone, of course, is blaming the butler, the Maester Falston. We'll see if any of that truth will come to light.
We're just really set on that.
We're really attached to that idea, that one thing. I'm like, nope, that's it.
It's too predictable, which is why, like, in my gut, I know it's probably not accurate. It's just
Who knows?
He's also
I will say, yeah. But I will say also, with unique forethought, the House Weirlight had sent its attaché, its steward, to go to see her cousins, the Tolsons, to see their side of the story. And according to Lord Dunstan Tolson, he doesn't want this war. He doesn't know why this is happening and very much wants peace. Sending a letter with Clarissa to go back. Unfortunately, she was waylaid by mountain bandits. And then for several days, a shadow cat. But thanks to
Probably the same one.
the quick survival instincts of Nymora and the excellent writing style of Henrik, Clarissa was saved
That's my boy.
by a very impressive crit by Nymora, throwing
Rad.
a easily 700-pound cat 10 feet.
Damn.
big kidding.
No.
That's right.
Yes.
However, we are not going to pick up right where we left off. In fact, we're going to start the clock a little earlier. As we sort of know what everyone was sort of doing that day, there is someone we don't know what was doing that day. Our Lord, the master of House Weirlight, Tidrick.
Yes.
So I'm going to say it's like 11 a.m. at the moment, Tidrick. You know, earlier in the day, Henrik and Nymora had gone out because Clarissa was late, so they wanted to see what was going on. A lot of people seemed worried. How did you seem?
I seemed perturbed.
I see. About the inconvenience directed at anyone in particular?
I more or less just kept to myself.
Understood. So at about 11 a.m., I do remember a few days ago you had offered to search the tunnel of
Yes.
thing. Now, no one ended up doing that, and you're just sort of sitting there. You've just kind of had breakfast, which of course you sort of had by yourself. That's very typical of the kind of upper crust society where you wake up when you wake up, you come down, breakfast is given to you wherever
Come down when you come down, and you get breakfast up to you.
Yeah, wherever you are happen to want to be served breakfast. It's
Yes.
very common. Now, is this the time where you maybe want to do that?
Yes, I was actually just thinking that.
Fantastic. Did you want to bring anyone with you? All of our player characters, unfortunately, are fairly busy at this time. But any of the NPCs you want to try and bring with you?
I'll bring one of the men that we brought with us.
Your most trusted man.
Yes,
What
not
is
the
his-
boy.
No, of course, no. But what is your most trusted cavalryman's name?
John.
John. All right, that's
John.
that's a Westerosi name.
But it's spelled Jan.
Yeah.
Jaun.
Oh yeah. So like Juan, but not.
Yeah. Well, reversed, right?
God.
It's reversed.
Yeah, reversed Juan. Yeah.
So Jean, that would be French. Jean.
Down.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We are return. That makes sense.
Yeah, that means
Jean.
which means yellow. Yeah. So Jean, built Reachman, would definitely have been like a full-fledged knight if he was born in like true nobility. He's coming with you. He's got his sword with him, and you,
I have my bastard sword and shield.
of course, and you go to the tunnel.
Yep. Head
All
on
right.
down. I
Yep,
don't-
Jean's
no.
holding a torch because it is unlit in this tunnel. Yeah, so you just kind of start. All right. So, Tedric,
Of course,
as
I'm
we-
trying to be, make sure that nobody really notices that I'm going there.
okay,
Because the one guy didn't seem too thrilled with me going and searching it.
sure. So you want to try and get in there without anyone really noticing.
Yes.
Luckily for you, there aren't a ton of people around. There's just not. So, why don't you give me a stealth roll?
All right. Let's get
The
to
target is going to be 6.
it. Ooh, there we are, Tedric. Character sheet.
Yeah, so TR is
Looking
6.
for that stealth. Ah, there it is. Ooh, that's a good thing that it's only 6.
5.
No.
What? Ah,
So you
clank, 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 clank.
okay, you're fully armed, walking down the hall with your man, lighting a torch. You're about to open the door, and you just hear, "My lord,"
Oh.
and you look over, and there's just like one of the male servants who's been attending you. He goes, "Do you need something?"
No, I'm just going on a leisurely stroll.
Into the. He's just gonna look where you're going. Like, a stroll into the deepened halls, my lord.
Yes, just gonna take a look around, see if there's anything that might catch my interest.
Very well, my lord. Shall I
like
fetch?
different items and whatnot you got down
Well,
there?
yeah, should I fetch Master K's?
No, I don't think I'll need him to show me around. He already gave me a tour.
All right, so
No deception.
you're gonna have to do something about this guy. So you can use deception. That kind of sounds like with what you're going for. However, you are also an incredibly important lord from the Reach, and this is a servant. So you could also just use status to be like, and don't question me, boy, and like, and just
Yeah.
like,
But
Why
No
are you
leave.
questioning me?
mhm. Like, it sounds like you were being nice, but the whole
it's like it's a whole. Can I? You need me to go speak to your manager? Kind of
yeah,
moment.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's TR9, so yeah, that's like 3 degrees of success. Yeah. Yeah, so you're just like, I already have, I think, 2, or I'm quite capable. Oh, I have my own people. And he's like, oh, of course, yes. Yes. He's just like backing away, like, of course, yes. And he leaves you alone. As you then turn to face. You proceed. Yeah, so you kind of hunker your way through the tunnel. You were told that this tunnel lets off at a beach.
Yeah, to a beach.
Yeah, several miles away. However, as you're going down it, it's like going. It's not like a steady incline. It's like a pretty not steep, decline. But in between, right? So decline. Yeah. It's like an in between, between like a steady and steep.
Not like going downstairs, but
no, but like maybe two steps above that.
Gradual decline, yeah.
Yeah. If you pick up speed, you could be like pop, 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 pop. Like this is, and there's a lot of traction here, so going up it would probably be not that hard either.
I think I'm going to go at a decent clip.
Yeah. So you are a little surprised to find it doesn't take a ton of time to actually reach the end of this tunnel. You're tracking it. You and John, less you just kind of going at a steady pace, 20 minutes.
So I'd probably say maybe 40 for someone just to walk it.
Yeah, like a slow casual walk is probably 30, and if someone was barreling up this, you'd probably get up there in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And as it opens, you do see it is in fact
it sound like it was a lot further.
Yeah. You also realize not as many men are as good as shape as you are.
Oh god.
Yep. Jean agrees with you, though. He goes, yeah, from what you told me, my lord, it seems like that should have taken a lot longer.
Yes. Right.
As you let out, the sky is above you, and you are at a beach. A very ugly beach. With gray sand and dark rocks and the smell of the sea. But not that open fresh smell, maybe you're in kind of a bay and it's not that great.
I'm not going to make any names of locations.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. So you kind of come down there, and there's an open beach. What would you like to do?
I will I'll go walking to the water.
To the water, yep.
Kneel down. Scoop up, a bit of wet sand. Smell it closer, then flick it off of my gauntlet.
Uh-huh.
Look up and down the beach.
Mm-hmm. John is watching in interest.
Like I'm doing something special.
Right. You want to try and make a roll of some kind?
Look at the lord of my house. He's so wise and powerful.
Yes. And then he's just
like,
Maybe just
tiny
different.
detail.
And in my head I'm just going, oh my god, what the hell am I doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John
Gotta make it look cool. Gotta make it look cool.
Senpai. Yeah, so do you want to try and discern anything, or are you yep, there's a beach.
This is the sand, the beach.
That's a thing.
Yeah, I guess I'll try and discern something. I'm not quite sure what would stand out.
I don't really know what I'm looking for, but I'm gonna look.
Well, I mean, is there anything you want to kind of particularly look for?
Tracks.
Tracks, okay, like foot tracks and anything disturbances.
Anything that has disturbed the sand.
Absolutely. Really. So that's a survival tracking check.
Okay.
However,
I don't think I have survival.
However, to initially spot it, we could also just roll awareness. You wouldn't be able to follow it right away, but you might be able to spot something.
Okay.
If you want to trade it for awareness.
Yeah, I think I'll trade it for awareness.
All right, give me an awareness check. 8. Yeah, you're not really spotting a ton here.
I know how to play this.
Sure, go for it.
All right, John,
Mm.
tell me, what do you see?
Oh my god. All right, yep. Understood.
Yes.
A plus. Exactly how a leader does it. Alrighty then.
Learning how to delegate is an important part of being a lord.
Really is.
Well, the thing is,
Really
I gotta
is.
make him think that I've seen something. For one.
Yeah. No, it's good.
You're just confirming it through him. It's like, I'm not seeing things, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a...
This is a test to see.
No, I'm seeing it's a test to see if he's keeping up with.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yep. He's just like looking around. He's like, well, a beach, my lord. Did a uninhabited beach?
Precisely.
Oh.
What better place to start something?
Oh, you think something's happening here because it's not a place where people can access easily.
Exactly.
Oh.
Now you're catching on.
He's just like, okay, all right. Kind of like nod.
I think that there's something foul afoot.
Well, what do you think?
Well, obviously somebody has snuck into the castle through the deepen halls.
Oh.
Maybe it's into the castle, maybe it's just into the deepen halls.
Mm.
But why else would the door have been broken?
I thought you said it was it was removed from the other side, from like inside.
This side. Yes, from the inside.
Yeah.
What if they were letting someone in?
Who was letting someone in?
Now that is the question.
Oh.
Sherlock Holmes, Title 3. Lord Tedrick and Juan. That's great.
John!
John. Thank you.
John. All right. Do you want to try? I will give you a survival check if you want to still try and find something.
Okay.
Can we get a face for John? Who plays John?
Who plays John? Oh,
Yeah.
What do they look like? I'm thinking Watson right now, but go ahead and tell something else.
God,
He
you know,
used to be military.
hold on.
Watson
I mean,
used to
he's
be
cavalry.
military.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. No one good looking. Like just
Aww.
John is like a kind of, a well built, but he's definitely like very tall, long neck. His face is a little awkward looking. He's from lowborn stock, right? He's his cousin is his like aunt.
What's his name?
That happens in some noble families too, so.
Oh, for sure.
Steve Buscemi.
God, no,
No.
not Steve Buscemi.
No. Who am I thinking of?
We can brainstorm that later. Do you want to do
Yeah.
your
Give
survival?
me that,
I'm trying to get to
survival check.
I'll keep thinking.
Like,
We could brainstorm during the break.
mhm.
I'm still gonna put pictures in the chat. But
My suggestion. Yeah.
No.
Did it work?
What did you do? 8. Mhm. Mhm.
Wow, 3 8s in a row.
Yeah.
We win money.
We win money.
Yeah.
No.
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 It's not one of the numbers that you want to roll. In any game,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I mean, so, yeah,
I
he
will,
kind of
however,
just.
on our way back up through the
Oh,
tunnel.
you're going back up. All right.
Well, after a bit, but when we do go back up, I'm
Mhm.
going to look at the tunnel itself.
Sure.
See if there's anything that might be out of place. That
Yeah. So you go low and you're trying to find something, and you're not seeing it. The waves keep lapping up. You feel like you're on the edge of something. There's something, but it's just you're not seeing it. You feel there's something off about this situation. And Jean is just like, my lord.
Something just seems not quite right about this. I've almost got it. Just can't figure it out. Well, I suppose we should head back before anybody misses me.
Very well, sir. One sec. Okay. So,
I'll head back up to the entrance of the tunnel.
Sure.
Stop. Take one last look, panning the entire scene.
Sure. So if you want to try and spot something, you do have an NPC with you. You could delegate essentially a like a leadership check
Okay.
to sort of direct him to see something. And that could possibly change the outcome.
Leadership would be under status?
I'll say for this scenario, yes.
Okay.
A lot of the times it's warfare. Directing troops. But this is one guy, so I would say status, yeah.
Okay. Wow, that is a nasty roll.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, look at that. You are 1-1 away from a critical failure. However, you didn't get
one away from an aneurysm.
A little bit. That is a mean roll. So, however, 10's enough.
Thank you.
By 1. To basically give him a roll, and we get to add 1 to it.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that will be it. And boop. Well,
Nah.
as a total, it's 8.
It's a weird tunnel.
Yeah, he's just like, as you're looking, he's just like, also not sure what the hell he's supposed to be looking for.
And then I will start heading up the tunnel.
Sure, and
Go at a leisurely walk.
okay. Leisurely walk. Yeah, it takes you 30 minutes or so. And you said you wanted to be looking for something in the tunnel?
Yes.
Okay.
Like if there's like a scuff on the side or on the...
All right, so it would be another awareness check.
Oh, God.
However, unfortunately, due to the poor lighting, it would be
Jesse, why are you doing this to
a
yourself?
-2. However, if you want to have your buddy assist you,
Yes.
that can be done. Well,
Hold
1
the
second.
light
Let's...
in a correct position.
Mm-hmm.
Holding out the torch and, the... Okay.
All right. Cool. So that -2 becomes a -1.
Okay.
So it's a 9.
Woo! 12!
12.
Yay.
Okay.
Woo.
It's
For
not
the
pain.
tunnel,
Woo.
that's the TR. Okay. Was not
Really?
expecting that. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Hmm.
So you enter the tunnel, you begin to walk up, and then you look at something and you kind of go, and you reach down in the darkness and you kind of reach into the sand and you pull out what looks like something metal, like a cap to something. Maybe a flask, small, about this big. Not entirely sure what it is. You could give me a knowledge roll to know what it is.
Where's Thorsten when you need him?
Yeah. You know what this is.
Yay!
This is the cap to a ink pot.
Really?
Yeah. It's a cap to an ink pot. Pretty recent. Doesn't have like a bunch of crap all over it.
Do I smell the ink on it?
A little bit. Like it's dry,
Very, very
but not
faint.
like this has been here forever. This is like wouldn't be that long. And you do spot with that 12, it looks like a set of like prints like going out.
So footprints?
Footprints, yeah.
I will open up my little side pouch, drop the ink cap in, tighten it,
Mm-hmm.
and be like, let's see if we can't follow these.
Follow what? Oh. Like, I'm sorry I don't have your keen eye, my lord.
And this is why I'm the Lord.
Ouch.
And he just nods.
We'll get you up to my standing, don't worry.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it, sir.
All right, so survival then?
It would be.
Okay, here we go. Tell me that was the TN.
That's the TR.
Yes.
They keep rolling the bare minimum in the game.
Yep.
Dun dun dun.
We
Yeah.
earn our successes. God damn it! Everyone like
Mhm.
scratch and claw our way to them.
Oof.
Indeed. All right. So, you follow the prints, and it seems to go kind of down the beach a bit. It's a pretty small beach. And what you're starting to notice, maybe what you didn't really notice before, there's no way onto this beach. It's just sheer rock face every direction. Small inclines here and there.
See, I was looking at the wrong area. I was looking outward, not inward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kind of looks like the only way to access this beach would be by boat, or the tunnel you just used. And as you go, you actually the tracks takes a little while to like you have to kind of double back a few times. Like, okay, is that just like a sand divot or is that the footprint? And you're like, man, you kind of go in the wrong direction a few times where you're just like, sand tracking is really hard, right?
Yeah.
These would have had to been very recent for you to even be able to follow.
Oh yeah.
With the changing tides and whatnot, right? And they're pretty far uphill, and they disappear into the tide at a point, but you kind of just keep going, believing that you'll run into something whoever walked here was smart. They walked near the tide, right? Knowing their footprints would be swallowed. But you just keep going. And you kind of go under this kind of rocky archway a little bit and turn to the end of this beach. And there is, in fact, kind of hidden around a big boulder, looks like a little cave.
As I pull my
Yep. Jean immediately pulls his blade as well. And he kind of puts it on his shoulder.
My shield.
Mm-hmm.
And
John's holding the
into
torch. Yep. Yep. So you and John enter the cave. Silent. Jean already understanding what's going on. It's not that deep. In fact, you've found the end of it within 3 seconds.
Wow.
But it is like deep enough. So you walk for a few moments in, and you can see what looks like some stuff, like materials, like belongings.
Okay.
Looks like some bedrolls. The remnants of a campfire, small one. You definitely see some, you see a fishing pole set up, unlined. Some cooking spears, like the little divots that kind of go over the fire a bit. And like a small bag of things, like just, Jean kind of like immediately opens it and kind of start looking through, and he's just like, it's tackle, so looks like it's mostly just, water and food. Looks like a small campsite, essentially. And he's like, looks like 4 men.
Very good. But there were no tracks leading away from this.
Not that you saw. And this is definitely the end of the cave. It's just like a bit in, and then like a little hollow circular area where these 4, they're all kind of like sleeping head to head or foot to foot. And that's it. And you've seen the whole beach. There's nothing here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna go around the edges and, tap it with the bottom of my sword.
Mm-hmm.
Tap the walls a bit, see if anything sounds different.
Absolutely. Why don't you give me, this would be an awareness test, hearing if you had it.
Back up to the top.
Ten. Yeah, you're hitting around. Sounds like rock. Sounds like rock. There's no, from the look and the solidness, there is nothing that makes you think there is a secret passage hidden in this.
I wasn't thinking of like a
tiny
secret
cave.
passage, but maybe like a secret stash.
A hollow of some kind. Yeah. No, there's nothing around here that seems to lead you to believe it.
Okay. Well, I suppose we should head back one. John.
Yeah, sure, sir. What do you make of it?
Why would there be a campsite out here on the beach? I mean, I understand it looks like they were just fishing. But there's probably wouldn't be that good of fish here on a beach.
shrugs. I don't want to go fishing, so.
I don't either.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's head back.
Right, and he just like turns and just puts the sword away.
I'm not putting my sword away just yet.
Sure.
Not until we get back in the tunnel.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You get back to the tunnel. No problems. You go all the way up the tunnel.
Shield.
And you enter back in the house. Doesn't take long.
As we're going up the tunnel, I pull out the ink cap.
Mm-hmm.
Ink bottle cap.
Yep.
Fiddling with it.
All right.
When we get back in, I close my hand around it.
Mm-hmm.
And proceed to go try and find any one of my people.
Sure. Yeah, as you exit the tunnel, you notice Carol Kay's, the stonemason, kind of like looking over some inventory, and he goes, "Ah, my lord, did you just come from the tunnel?"
I just came from around the tunnel.
Yeah, so did you see the beach?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I was wondering if it's even still there. I didn't know if it was claimed by the.
No, the beach is still there.
Did you have a good trip?
Yes, actually. Felt really good to, stretch my legs.
I'm glad, sir. Yes, it is. Can be a bit cramped here. I understand.
Yes.
Well, I won't trouble you any longer. And he just kind of
Okay.
goes back to what he was doing.
And I will continue on my way.
All right. Yeah. So.
Out of character. He
Yeah.
did it.
Carol. All right. So, you try and find one of your people.
Yes.
Well, the easiest to find at this moment would be your wife.
Then let us go to... Well, I will go to my wife. John, I dismiss you.
Hello. And he just salutes and leaves. Yeah. So, it's late. It's afternoon, Vivian. What are you doing? Are you embroidering or?
That seems a good way to pass the time.
Mhm.
I'm
Just
ready. Just a couple of stitches. I'm practicing new patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoying the Westerlands. Haven't been here in a while.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, yeah. I'm guessing you're not set up outside because it's just gross.
It is.
Where you grew up, the mountain was really nice. There was green everywhere. This is not one of those places. This is bleak.
I don't suppose there are any proper sitting atriums in.
There's a sitting atrium.
Then I'll be there.
Yep, there's a lot of light in one one that's just not that key, and it's kind of just outside the castle.
That's how I'll spend my time.
Yep. You see your husband Tedric approach you with purpose. You see your wife embroidering.
Ah, dear wife.
Oh, hello, dear.
How are you doing on this day?
Fine as I can be. Our son is off to see where Clarissa is up to, and Nine-Mora is with him, so I'm as fine as I can be with all the things that can happen in the Westerland Mountains with bandits and vagabonds and hedge knights out on the loose.
Nymora is with your son. He'll be fine.
I know. I know they're both quite capable. I'm just worried. As I always am.
I will walk over to her, place my right hand on her shoulder. kneel down a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
give her a light squeeze,
Ah, yes, man comfort.
and I will then, with my left hand, pull up
Oh.
and hold up the ink bottle cap.
You see some bit of like something with like some black stuff and some sand on it.
I will say this is the most interesting gift you've brought me.
But this is a gift of knowledge.
Ah, I think your brother would appreciate that more than I would.
Yes,
what
but
is it?
it is an ink bottle cap, which I found in the tunnels that lead up to that beach.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I went this morning.
Oh. Off exploring.
And I also found a small little cave out there on the beach.
Oh.
Very small.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly small.
What was in it?
Seemed to be camping and fishing gear. When this place hasn't supposed to have been used in a long time.
Was there any sign of... Has it been used recently?
I saw footprints leading to it.
Oh.
In the sand.
I thought the beach was supposed to be miles away from here. Is that easily accessible?
Exactly. Me and John got there in about 20 minutes jogging.
Oh. That's rather concerning.
Yes.
That such a place is so easily acceptable and that it seems people are living there for a time.
Well, the beach is only accessible by either the tunnel or by boat.
That is concerning.
Indeed.
And, well, the ink cap is interesting. That would mean someone has most likely drawn a map or possibly written information down on it. That's concerning.
Yes.
To another level of degree.
Also, the stonemason.
Case?
Yes, he was right there when I exited the under.
It is his job, beloved.
Yes. It's just, it seems a bit, I don't know, too convenient.
That you are in the same place that a man who works is also in? I am never
Maybe
one
it's nothing.
No, I'm never one to question your instincts. You have lived a life very differently than I have, but I've spoken with Kays, and he is very much happy in his place here. He adores Lord Dover, apologies, and he takes very pride in his work. And he was astonished to see the tunnel had been reopened, as I don't think he would be responsible for this, but who knows?
All right, well, I think that we should probably speak with Dolver alone about this.
That will prove to be difficult. His maester
Yes, I know.
is
like a fly.
very much. He is dedicated to his role, I will say.
Yes.
But I
would say let's wait until we have word on Clarissa and everything.
But this is a very good find. It would mean that whoever was in the tunnel is capable, if skilled enough, to at the very least be able to draw a map or be able
Not to
read.
mention, this is a very recent cap.
Oh, Recent.
Yes, new.
That would mean there's an inkwell somewhere that is missing a cap at the very least.
Or was discarded.
Or was discarded.
They're going to find the cap.
Hmm.
I will place it back within my pouch. Well, wife, what do you say to brunch?
Hungry after a bit of excavation up.
Yes, a bit peckish.
I'm
Maybe a
always,
snack.
I am always glad to have your company up.
All right. You have brunch on the veranda.
We all know this is code.
Bleak veranda.
We all know this is code.
It's such a depressing brunch.
That's why it's not
He's
brunch.
trying.
Very
why
much the opposite. I don't even notice the background. My husband is so charming.
My husband wants to be with me. Not all husbands want to be that way.
It's true.
That's true. Many just have lunch in their office or do something.
Mm-hmm.
I need to tend to the boys.
Oh, God.
I must see it to the boys.
Manly men.
All right, so we will then skip ahead to almost the moment we ended last time. Unfortunately, Thorsten is not here, so that will make that a little difficult. So I think we'll sort of skip over what would happen if he was here. Something happens.
Oh, God.
Clarissa.
Office
Hey, buddy.
What are you going to do to me now?
music.
I'm fine.
Your face.
I just need you to make. Could you make an endurance test for me?
Yeah.
Do you have anything specialization in endurance?
No.
Well, then it's.
Does
just
she give me
endurance.
bonuses because from Thorsten's wonderful Milk of the Poppy? Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
Straight 7.
Fantastic. And then can I also just awareness check with -1 die, please? And 11.
Still absurd.
All right, you briefly have the thing where you're like, you do that thing where you sort of wake up, but you just don't open your eyes.
Mm.
You're like two men talking, just just.
I do get to re-roll a 1. I don't know if that still works with my -1. I
It
still
does.
get to roll.
It would, yes.
Okay, I'll re-roll just the 1d6
Yeah.
then, just to see.
Oh, that's 4
Nice.
higher. That's 15. Yeah. So,
Sorry,
Yeah.
I should have said something earlier.
it's totally fine. So you still like I was just instructed to help. It goes, I have it all in check. Thank you though. Oh, well, of course. Night. And you think you hear maybe Falston talking with Thorsten.
Mm.
It sounds like maybe he was like, hey, Lord Dorlvor said your people are hurt. You need some help? And Thorsten's like, no. And he's like, okay, bye. And he just...
Stranger offering to help. She doesn't even know him yet.
and then the door kind of closes, and you kind of like already kind of going back to sleep. You feel something very warm shift slightly next to you, and you hear like a thing.
I love him. I love him so much.
Yeah, it's like Birch is still with you. And then Clarissa, you have a dream.
Oh.
A lovely milk of the poppy induced drink.
Filled with the best dreams.
Perfect.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Yeah. In it, you are walking down a hallway. Every so often, someone hands you a paper, and you keep walking, and then another piece of paper, and then you keep walking, and then another piece of paper, until the point where you were just covered in paper. You then fall and trip down some stairs, then pop back up, and start walking as if you didn't just do that, and you're fine, and everything's fine with that.
Perfect.
At the same time, you then start to notice the sky is growing red, and you stop to look up, and suddenly the sky looks like it's getting closer and almost spinning. And then you notice it is, in fact, a large flower. And that flower almost is coming down on you, and kind of the petals are opening almost like it's a mouth. Coming down to surround you, where then suddenly, before it does, like bars and barbs of iron, almost like swords, start erupting from the ground to your left and right, kind of destabilizing your foundation and causing you to fall. And then you fall into the sea, and you sink, and you see the light like dwindling, and then you wake up violently.
Distressing.
You just sit up, and you see Birch is dead asleep on the ground, like just like medicated dog,
Yeah.
puddle of drool, like just gone to the world. Thorsten is also like slumped in his chair, quite asleep, snoring very heavily as he does. Just like it's really like heavy snoring. And you're kind of blinking, and you're looking around, and you're like, is it still night? And then
Yeah.
you realize there's not a window in here. And you're like, mm-hmm. All right.
Do I feel coherent enough to stand up?
You want to try?
Yeah. Let's wake up Thorsten. Let's injure ourselves a little bit more. Probably.
So as you press your feet onto the ground, you feel a sharp pain shoot through your soul. And you kind of look, and there are like bandages all over.
Oh. Right. I'm gonna, if I can, if it's not too bad, I'm gonna continue.
All right, you try to stand, and your legs immediately.
Okay.
and,
Good.
And you kind of fall back onto the bed pretty easily.
Can I reach Thorsten? Is he close enough to me?
He's kind of like the end of the bed, and then he's just past it in a chair. Like, almost, you see he's angled towards the door, essentially, in. And half angled to you, half angled to the door, just like, just gone.
All right. I tried hard enough. I lay back down.
All right. As you lay back down, your passive awareness, which is a little lower because you're a little still, you're still like
Sure.
a little like, you hear the door kind of begin to open.
I'll sit back up, like on my elbows.
Yeah, you kind of in the elbow, kind of like
Bad.
Yeah, you realize you're real dopey. Your
Okay.
body, you felt like this before. You've had, you've had broken legs. You had milk of the poppy. Seems like Thorsten might have given you a little bit extra to like make sure you slept.
Sure.
And so you're just like, and the door opens.
I'm gonna try. So if I can't sit up and the door opens, I'm gonna try to like turn away from the door and like hide my face a little bit to see if I can pretend like I'm sleeping.
Sure, absolutely. The door opens, and do you see there is a man standing there? And you also see that on the ground in front of this man, the door kind of opens. There is a dead person. And it's hard for you to focus a little bit, but you do recognize it as it looks like they're not wearing armor, but you recognize them a little bit. You're not really sure why. You're still kind of out of it, unfortunately. The man, who you can't really see, walks directly over to you and touches your arm and like tries to shake you.
Yeah, I'll kind of like jolt and turn.
Yeah, and
me.
Yeah, you jolt and turn, you look up, and your eyes take a minute to focus, and you see it's hold on. Oh, hilarious. It's John, Tedric's most trusted cavalryman. You know, and
John?
he's like, "My lady, can you stand?"
No,
Like,
I tried that already.
Well,
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not sure you're safe here.
Sorry, what?
And he kind of like goes down and he like shakes Birch, and Birch is like, "Nah!"
Yeah. Spot a shadow cat. Birch is not in the mood.
Yep. Kind of like gets up and he goes, "Oi, dog, hey." And kind of shakes Thorsten, and he's just like, he kind of goes, you need to, well, we need to stand. We need to move you somewhere.
Okay.
If you can't stand, hold on. He just like, by your leave, my lady.
Of course.
Yeah, he picks you up bridal style quite easily.
He's a strong boy.
Yeah.
John.
He's not wearing any kind of like armor. He's just in like these kind of like plainer looking clothes. And he kind of like steps over. As you look down, you see that there is a man in black with a like handkerchief over his mouth.
Oh shit.
Who has a dagger like kind of loose in his hand, who is also impaled through the throat with another dagger. Possibly John's. From what I rolled before the start of the game, it's definitely John's. Because y'all left a guard outside the room, just in case. And apparently he was more than enough, because he literally max rolled awareness and spotted the assassin.
This assassin was terrible.
Well, actually, the assassin was pretty good.
No,
The guard was just better.
The guard just rolled maximum.
John just crushed it. You know, he was saving all those good rolls when he was searching the cave. He was saving it for this.
No, see, Tedric taught him.
Yep.
No. John's got a
Yeah.
John has a crush on Clarissa. There's a reason.
Maybe that too.
Is Thorsten up and it like standing?
Yeah, it seems like he's moving.
Can I ask? I know he's not here, so I'm sorry for making you play him. But can I ask him to remove the guy's mask, the guy's like handkerchief or whatever's around to fit?
Yeah, he'll bend down and pull it down. Yeah. The guy, you realize, he doesn't look actually as familiar as you thought. What you realize what you're connecting with is how the bandits looked, but this guy is definitely not one of the bandits. You could have probably smelled them a while away. This guy doesn't. Well, I mean, he does because he's dying and there's like a hole in him, but he hasn't started to like rot yet.
Yeah.
And it's still dark, I'm assuming? Like, everything
As you come out, yeah, it's like still kind of... and he goes, hold on, and he just kind of like comes kind of like holding you, kind of completely outpacing Thorsten. Thorsten's definitely getting left behind at this point. But Birch is like plodding along, like, where are you taking my person?
Where are you going, person? Why is this person taking you there, person?
Naimora, someone shakes you a bit, and then immediately a hand covers your mouth, and he goes, shh, wake up, come on. And you look up and you see it's John, and he's holding Clarissa in her nightgown.
Does Clarissa look like she is being kidnapped? Does she look scared?
No. She's kind of just like has like a curious look on her face, and is you definitely see her. You do see her eyes are pretty dilated.
Yeah.
They're just like.
Oh, I see.
You see Birch right next to you as you make up, and he's like,
Going on.
there was an assassin.
Oh, all right. No, swing out of bed, and I'm just gonna get my shit and go.
It's been a bad week.
Yeah, you grab your stuff. Like, you don't really have time to put armor on or whatever, but you can grab your spear and stuff over your shoulder.
Grab my spear, my knives, my armor. I can put the armor on later.
Yeah, you notice he definitely has. He like kind of swings by and like grabs a sword from probably where he was staying, and slings it on and begins to like quietly wake the rest of the Red Riders. Barracks is like the rest of the soldiers. The rest of like the house guard. And John's like, I don't know if we can trust them right now. I don't know. Go on my thinking. Just
Did you look at the assassin's body?
Yeah, it's just some guy. I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
All right. He was wearing black.
Helpful.
Yeah, right to the rest of the Red Rider move out, and he's kind of still holding Clarissa quite effortlessly, and just is like, what we do? Looking at you, Naimora.
Well, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go and wake our lord and lady, yeah?
And he goes, all right then.
If there was an assassin sent out after one of their stewards. So.
Yeah, we
Best
should
steward.
Best steward. He goes, right, okay, yep, all right, well, you'll leave. And yeah, you hurry off. You get to Tedric's and Vivian's room. You open the door.
So, I knock.
All right, Vivian, Tedric, there's a rapping upon your chamber door.
Oh, God, is it morning? What happened?
I'll go check.
Go check.
You sleep. I'll walk over to the door.
Yep.
Grab my robe or whatever.
Yeah.
Way.
Yeah, there's a robe.
Bare-chested robe.
Yep. It's a fur of some kind. You're just like, yeah.
For blame.
Open the door.
You see all of your men, Naimora, all with weapons and in the hands of Jean.
My lord, please. John, Clarissa. In. I sort of push them into the room.
Yep, they go in.
Wife.
John.
Oh, Jean immediately like turn.
Yeah.
What's happened? Oh.
I apologize, my lady, but there has
Mhm.
been a development. John, please tell Lord Tetrick what you saw, and I'm going to shut the door behind them. I'm going to go get the kids.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to go get Henrik and
Mariella.
Mariella.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Jean will turn to you, teacher, and go, well, I stood at guard outside her room, like you asked, and just a few minutes ago, a man came up behind me and tried to hit me with blackjack, and so I stabbed him through the throat.
Good job.
Good on. But
He's dead now. But
That's
we're
our
all very
John.
proud.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
of course, now I have the steward here. She's a bit
Best steward.
Best steward. Correct.
I'm imagining like Louie Clarissa just saying this with like her eyes rolling back. That's I remember that.
you see Burst
Yeah.
he's not really getting the tension. He's just like,
My lady.
I'll lean over and I'll scratch Birch behind the ears.
oh yeah, he accepts it.
I will don a robe type. Yes. Someone cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I brought a letter, a very important letter.
Yes.
Do you know?
I'll go to my lockbox of the stuff I brought. My boudoir.
I'm gonna go
Open
and
it.
start grabbing my armaments.
Yeah, you like sword time.
Sword time.
I'll grab the letter.
Hold my beer.
Okay.
Clarissa, who is this intended for?
The Lord. It's from my cousin.
Right.
Jean is like, which lord?
The Lord of the no, not our house. The other one. Lord Dover. That one.
Wonderful. Glad I didn't
As
open
I'm
it.
starting to pull on my
Right.
britches.
From underneath the robe.
Yep.
Right.
Soldier's dress, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I assume Naimora's gone to go get the children. Would it be better for you if me, Clarissa, and Marielle and I stay in here until you all check the holes, or
well, I mean, if you wish,
T-Drake?
Yes.
Yeah, he looks at Diedrich mostly because he's like a cat. He's like a
Understood.
like
T-Drake.
This isn't his expertise. He knows how to murder people pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does.
What do you want us to do? Because I'm sure if they went after Clarissa, there's no telling if they went after Lord Dover or anyone of
Right,
us.
we must get to Lord Dover immediately.
Right.
Men, stay with my wife and the ladies.
Nod.
Damn it.
She went fucking gone.
Lady,
All right,
He's-
Naimora.
Namora is
as
half
we
naked walking down the hallway.
as we cut, Naimora, who are you going to first, Henrik or Mariella?
Mariella.
Okay.
Henrik can take care of himself for at least long enough.
Sure enough. So, yeah, you go to Mariella's door. You open it.
I knock first.
Okay. Mariella, there's a rapping at your chamber door.
Is Constance in my room with me, or is she
Yeah.
somewhere? Okay, yeah.
No, she's in the room with you.
Does she
Oh no.
come awake?
Yeah, she
that-
does. And she goes, "Oh, what is the time?" And she's just like, "Up."
Yeah, I'll proceed to kind of like get up out of the bed and
She'll
like put
light
a
a
robe
candle
on or
really
something.
quick, and then just like open the door. You see Constance, her handmaiden. She goes, "Oh, Naimora."
Whoa.
What's the are bras invented yet?
No,
No.
You definitely wouldn't sleep.
Corsets.
I don't want to sleep.
corsets are a thing.
Yeah.
No.
You would probably have
Yeah.
like a
God.
loose shirt or something.
Yeah,
Like,
like
a
a
that's what I'm
night shirt
I
or
think
something,
is
like a
like
shift on or something.
Like Naimora
Maybe a robe.
definitely does not have like night clothes or anything. She just sleeps in
What are you
pants
wearing?
and whatever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just the loose shortened pants, barefoot, just shh. That was just an assassination attempt on Clarissa. Grab
I
Mariella.
hear
We're going
this.
to go get
Yeah, you do. And she's like,
What?
Yeah. Both of you, come on. We're going to go get Henrik. Shh. Quiet.
and she immediately goes over to you and goes, my lady, we have to go.
I heard. I proceed to like put like a like probably like another like candle or something together. So then it's like we both kind of generally have light.
So Constance is holding your hand, and she's doing that thing where she's keeping your hand back, and she's like fully in front of you as she follows Nymora.
Yeah, and I'm like keeping eyes everywhere and basically letting Constant like guide me forward.
Yeah, unfortunately, because you're just waking up, you're like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
fucking
assume
fine.
I'm
Here we
slightly
are.
grogged. Yes.
Yeah, you're like, all right, here we go. What? Yeah. Henrik.
And then Henrik, yeah.
Yeah, let's join
Henrik,
I'm having
there's
a cool.
there's a
heroic
rapping at
dream.
your door. There's a rapping at your door.
5 more minutes. Oh, no.
And Henrik, I will say, Henrik does not get nearly as many
No?
knocks as Mariella does.
Got it.
It's like one knock and then the door opens.
Honestly, like, what? Oh,
All right,
God.
Henrik, you feel the door fully opening to your room.
Oh, God.
Henrik,
It's like,
shush.
immediately stood up.
Quiet. There was just an assassination attempt on Clarissa. All of us are going to your mother and father's. Come on.
Oh, God. Oh, okay. Quickly, just like, not even like fully dressed, just grab. I think I have a sword like nearby too. Just grab that and, yeah, just race out the door with her.
Drag them both back to their
Kind of confused and
parents'
panicked,
rooms.
being like, "Do you know anything?"
Just kind of shaking my head and kind of like still like letting Constance, because I feel like she feels slightly more in control if like she's guiding me. So it's like she has eyes in front, I'll have eyes in back, and just like looking.
Yeah. So yeah, the men let you through. Everyone's back in the room. Tedric, you're like, got pants on, got a shirt on, like a padding coat on. I think, and got your sword ready to go. You see your son with sword in hand. Henrik, Mariella, you see Clarissa still being held by Jean, because he's not really sure where to put her.
Is there like a chair or a
Put her
trunk
on the
or a
bed.
something?
Yeah, I'll help him to put Clarissa on the bed.
I'm gonna
You
start,
don't need to, as he just like very effortlessly just like boop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start putting my armor on, by the way.
Yeah, you begin to
Start working
strap it
on
in.
Yeah, mine takes a bit.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna be able to get your armor on, Tedric.
Plate.
Also, want to wait like the next 10 minutes doing nothing.
Yeah, so as you're kind of all suited up, you do start to hear a commotion from. You just hear some like someone yelling.
All right, let's
But it's
go.
not like a panic yell. It almost sounds annoying.
Oh. Who left the dead body in the main hall, guys?
I've told you before, you need to pick up after yourself.
This is the third
They
time
belong.
this month.
John.
Yeah, John.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right,
So what are you doing, Tedric?
I'm more.
I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can we go?
We need to get to Lord Dover as soon as possible. Find out what this yelling's about. How many men do I have left?
You have 4,
4, right.
including Jean.
I do believe we were restricted from the personal quarters.
Well, you know, an assassination attempt just happened.
An
I feel like we'll be a
assassination-
little
No,
forgiving
I-
about that, don't you?
No, I get that, but maybe rather than us barging in, maybe like having a guard or somebody like.
Maybe we should just try and find who's the one who's yelling first, and go from there.
Let's go find him.
All right.
Yeah. So the combat crew,
I'm in the
Henrik,
crew.
and Tedric, erupt from the. They move out. The guards all the way back to Birch as well, because he's a good boy.
Part of the combat crew also.
The good boy.
He's our mascot.
Mascot. So you guys begin to move kind of towards that, and you start hearing footsteps from behind you and in front of you. And you see kind of moving now into the hall as you began moving. You see the turnips, the house guard of the Dulvers. And they see you in like half night clothes with weapons. They stop and like look confused. And they're like, my lord, what's going on?
There was just an assassination attempt on one of mine.
He goes, shit. And suddenly you hear from down the hall, it goes, you're not the only. And walking down the hall, definitely the person yelling, you see Harold Dulver in his night clothes with a long sword covered in blood.
Nice. A+.
Dude, fucking
More-
rules.
I like this man.
He has on the left side of his face a huge purple welt, as if someone just clocked him over the head with something.
He didn't go down the first time. Wow.
That means they didn't do it right.
And he goes, and he kind of walks directly up to you, Tedric. Some of his men are now like beginning to come to him. And he goes, someone attacked your people? Who?
Our stewardess, Namora.
Best stewardess.
There's-
That's the one who came in
Yes.
the other night. He kind of nods. I don't know if I was the intended target. You see, I was... Well, it doesn't matter.
It does
and
now.
we'll stay here, have our men secure this hallway, and they'll search the rest of the estate.
A good place to stay is my room at the moment.
I'm comfortable
I have
here.
four of my men in there.
I'm
Yeah.
fine here.
He's like, I'm fine
I'm
here.
good.
So if you just wait patiently,
My
we'll
lord?
be good. He kind of looks at you.
I'm looking at Tedric. Like, my lord,
Okay.
didn't Clary had a thing that she wanted to show everybody.
Right.
Kind of looks at you.
Think-
A thing.
Lord Dolver. There is a letter brought to you by the Tolvers.
Tolson's.
Tell us.
Oh.
Sins.
I'm horrible with names.
You're
We've
fine.
just smashed the two
That's
houses
fair.
together.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
The Tolvers.
Hey,
The
one
Tolvers.
day.
Now they're the Tolvers.
They're they're ship
It's
names.
always best
Yeah.
when it's always best when it ends with a marriage.
Ship name.
All right. He goes, what?
Yes,
What is the meaning of this?
Clarissa has a letter from the Lord Tolver for you.
Tolson.
Oh, is it? Damn
We
it!
said it too many times. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, Tolson,
For you.
and this is Harold Dulver.
Yes.
I get it.
There you go.
Ultim's here.
Trick of the speech. Yeah, he looks very confused. He goes, I would like an explanation of why that is. That your people are conspiring with my enemies. But until then, let's all just stay here for the moment. And he kind of, you guys kind of wait there for a
We
little
did
bit.
not know that they were your enemies. She is related to them, so she went to go see her family.
All right, I'm definitely gonna need you to make like a deception check. Yeah, he yeah. We'll just have let's make that contested, eh?
I don't like that.
Mm. Ooh.
All right, and he
Can we do anything? Can we do anything? Can we say anything?
well
What are you gonna say, Henrik?
Don't know. I'm just grasping here, man.
you could try, yeah. I haven't said anything yet. If you want to be like, blah, 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 blah.
Well, my father said everything I was going to, but I felt like I would do it better, but I can't do it again. So
Well, you
all
could
right.
you could try and save it. Like what he means is, you don't have to lie.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm coming blank here. I can't think of anything. God damn
All
it.
right, well,
Sorry. Yeah.
that's what happens.
With all due respect, my lord, I think that this is probably not the best time to be arguing or to be discussing who is having a problem with who, considering that the man just tried to kill two different people, two separate men in this house. I think that the Tullisons are not the current enemy.
And he kind of stares at you for a bit. I'm going to need you to make a persuasion.
Persuasion, what now?
Convince.
So I just
Somebody
have persuasion,
insist.
and it is a -1 die because of his status.
Yep.
So,
Boy.
sorry, hang on.
Hey.
So do you just drop the last one?
Yeah. Well, we can say we
Okay.
dropped the last one, so that's a 9.
Mhm.
So he's not. He kind of looks at you, and just goes, "I will have my people get to the bottom of this." You feel like he's not offended by what you've said, but he's maybe not like he's maybe a little bit like, "I'm sorry, who the fuck are you?"
Yeah.
But
We've postponed something.
yes, you have. So yeah.
That's fine. It doesn't matter if he knows who the fuck I am. I don't live here or work here.
Yep. So you're in there for a little while. Right literally after he stops talking, Mace right next to him, and is immediately like, "My lord," like checking, and he goes, "Ugh," and he just starts looking at his face. And he goes, "Can we get a chair for the lord?" He goes, "I'm fine. Don't fuss. I'm not a child." Would you check my eye though? I need both. They get a chair for him, and he Falston immediately begins like checking his eye and making sure he's okay and seeing if he's trying to hide any other wounds. And he's just like, "You're worse than my wife, man."
Here, so
And it goes, "Well, we all care very deeply for you, man." He's
Oh,
just
God.
like, so you're there for a while, and some of his men come back to him, and go, "My lord." He goes, "What is it? What?" He goes, "I believe they came in through your daughter's room."
Shit, son.
Well, like we found a rope attached to the bottom of the parapet, and he goes, "Well, that would make sense." He just said, he goes, "But how did you run afoul of them? They came into you, but his body was in your daughter's room." He goes, "Yes, I couldn't sleep, and I just you can tell he's like doesn't want to say what everyone here kind of knows."
sweet boy.
This is sad.
My lord,
You think he's just staring at his daughter's empty bed?
my
He goes,
lord,
"Mm."
I believe there are 4 of them.
4 of them. The turnip goes, "Well, we only found the 2, and they didn't take the rope with them, and we've covered the ground. None of them comes in. The one you had, the turnip actually says, I recognize him, the one that Lord Harold killed. His name's Covain. He's a lout in town, kind of a drunk, I know I've had to go there one or twice because of some complaints from his house about his wife. But he's local. Always knew he was scum. Didn't know he was this level of scum. Not very good though. He had a kitchen knife with him.
Beautiful. A+ attempt.
He goes, and Harold goes, well, I was in the room. Not when they entered through. They didn't enter through a window, though. He came in through the door, as if he was expecting the room to be empty. Looks like he was trying to leave in a hurry. He spotted me. He hit me over the head with something in that room. Probably that blasted, like, bowl. No one Carol gave her. Oh, he said the thing was ugly. And well, I had my sword with me, so.
Why?
What?
And he's just like, cuz.
Okay.
It's fine. I'll keep my spear with
Kind
me
of,
all the time.
when he does say cuz, it looks like Maester Falston. Exactly why he's just like, nods.
I'm sorry, you cut out right after Maester Falston.
Oh yeah. Have I been cutting out a bunch? Just question.
Not really.
That's
No,
like
you
the
did
first
right.
time.
That was the first time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're mostly good.
Yeah, Master. When he says it looks like Maester Falston immediately like kind of not, as if he knows why he might have his sword with him.
Does that though? It's not like this one-time thing. Okay.
It might be a sad reason.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's unfortunate. It's a sad place. Okay.
Just sitting in the dark thinking of your daughter's room, thinking about falling on your own sword.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not that.
Oh, okay.
It's Game of Thrones. We never know.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
Harold Dover doesn't seem like the man who would commit suicide.
There's
yeah.
shit to be done still.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Got shit to sell. Yeah.
Yeah, so it seems like they came in through there. The men are like, they must have known it was empty to get in. And he kind of looks, he goes, the body in the maester's room, what's up with that? And he's like, what's with that? And John kind of speaks up and he goes, oh, I was going, our stewardess, after she came back from her ordeal. Well, he tried to hit me over the back of the head. And I knifed him until he was dead. All the other guardsmen of the same town were just like,
Nice, man. Respect.
yeah. He just kind of nods. Goes, right. Well, why Harold Oliver like stops him and no, I don't want any milk of the puppy, and he's just like pushing like the pain, my lord. He's like, it's fine. And kind of looks at you, teacher, goes, why were you having your girl guarded? There's something about that letter.
I have no idea what the letter even says.
You have no idea. You know there's a letter. You've known there is a letter, and that it's important, and it's for Harold Dulfer.
All I know is that it's important and that it's for you.
And he kind of looks at you, Nymora, and he goes, from Dunstan Tullison.
Apparently. All I know is that's when she was
Where's the
trying-
girl? Is she okay? I didn't even ask. Is she alive?
Yes, she is.
John goes, yep.
My new best friend.
Thanks to John.
Thank you, John.
Yep, of course. And Clarissa, people part and kind of you see the vulture come in a yellow nightgown with a swollen face.
Hello, my lord.
He goes,
I will
girl,
be approaching
what is your
from behind.
name? You're Asterwood. No. Yes.
Yes, you got it right.
So you're are you Aldrich's girl?
I am.
Are you the flighty one or the competent one?
Competent. Best steward. Remember.
Right.
Yes.
What-
Mm.
I have something for you from my cousin on my mom's side.
I
I-
hear.
I will pull out the letter.
He kind
The
of looks at
lady
it.
has it.
Looks at it and he goes,
Present it.
kind of looks at it. Well, yep, that's the same. And you see Falston kind of come in. He goes, what is this about?
Don't worry about it, Falston.
Then I fucking did,
And he
man.
goes,
Tedric will be positioned right near Falston.
yeah. And he goes, oh, good, Falston. Is this
Damn it.
been opened? And Falston will look at it and he takes out like a small like glass on a stick and he's just like, he goes, I need more light. Some men bring more torches. He goes, that not that much light. Kind of looks at it and goes, I don't see any evidence of tampering. And he goes, give it here. And he goes, yeah. Hold on, let me give that a roll there.
I am going to.
Yeah. Yeah, what's up?
I'm going to place myself in, like, step over towards the guard with the nearest torch
Yeah.
to maybe make him back away a little bit,
Oh, okay, sure.
as if I'm going to walk right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he backs up a bit. He kind of like peels open the letter for a second and then goes, and stands and turns, noticing all of you there. He goes,
Just huddling.
if you'll excuse me. And he just like, yeah, of course. Everyone's just, he suddenly realized like, wow, there's a lot of people. This is not an appropriate situation right now. So he just goes, if you would all excuse me, I'm sorry for the excitement. I'm glad none of you are hurt. I seem to have some business to attend to, if you'll excuse me.
Is this
And he
Falston?
just, do you say that?
No,
No.
No, it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dover.
Dover is talking.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And he leaves. Falston
Like-
follows right behind him.
Full leaving the room. Is Folsom following him?
Oh, he's fully leaving. Falston is following him.
Falston!
He stops and turns. My Lord Weirlight.
Yes, I was wondering if you could answer a few questions for me.
And Harold kind of stops and turns and stares at you, Tedric. He goes, I'm sure you have questions. I need my maester for a moment.
Fair enough. Alright.
Vivian, you want to say something?
I do, because I want to keep that fucking maester in here. I don't know if I should pull it out though. Oh God, because
You could also try and get him to like let you in with him to where he's going.
if we
one.
can do that, that one.
Yeah. Though coming from you, you know, maybe like, so this is something you either you could say or you could like whisper to Tedric, be like,
I will
I suggest this.
whisper it. I will
Assist.
whisper it to Tedric if there's a way I can assist him.
Yeah,
with
you just
that.
walk up and he's like,
Yes, me and my wife would wonder if you could use some assistance as well.
and
Might
he
you
goes,
come?
Use our.
all right, yeah, so this is a persuasion test.
Oh God! What gets this
14
guy? Oh my
rolls.
God!
Hold on. What do I roll to assist?
So it would
Assist
also be,
Tedric.
so this would be, this wouldn't necessarily also, Yeah, we'll say roll a persuasion.
Okay. Could perhaps convince also flow into this?
Not
or
in
is
this
it because I'm
scenario.
assist?
you're
Understood, because
assisting.
I'm assist. Understood. Okay, here we go.
Wow, that's
All right.
one.
So that's 2 degrees. So yeah, Tidrick, you'll have a +2 to the roll.
Okay. And that's persuasion?
That is persuasion.
14.
+2. Yep. Well, I mean, you did it. So he's like, very well. You should probably come. Maybe keep your sword back. And he's just like, because you're just like gripping a bastard sword.
No, I have it in a sheath.
You're still gripping it.
There is still a bastard.
It's a big sword.
Yeah.
It's a head
Very well.
cutting off sword. So.
I will
Listen.
unfasten it.
You can just hand it to one of your men. He'll
John?
take it. All right. So, Vivian, Tidrick, you come with. Before you fully exit the hall, he stops and he turns. He kind of looks at you, Vivian. And he goes, "Could you get your girl to come as well?"
Of course.
And he kind of keeps walking.
I said, sorry. Vivian said, of course, but Serena's wondering which girl. Like,
There's
he
a
would
variety
have.
of
Hold on.
girls.
I'm assuming he said he's assuming Clarissa, because if he would have said your daughter.
He would have said your daughter. Yeah.
So he's saying mentioning Clarissa.
Yeah. Your girl doesn't refer to your children. They're refers to I have in your employ.
Understood. Clarissa, would you please?
She's on the bed. Just
Zach,
flops
Mhm.
down.
Yep.
come on. I'm gonna help Clarissa up.
I can't walk yet.
I'm sorry, my lords, but this is kind of a matched pair right now.
Yeah.
Kind of like helping her up. Unless you want to carry her.
Nymora, would you need Mariella's help to carry in Clarissa?
Oh, no.
No?
I don't think so.
What is your athletics, Nymora?
My athletics is a 4.
You're fine.
Ugh.
Yeah. you
I
carry
don't think
her-
that was the point of her asking.
Yeah.
Jesse
So-
got it. I'm glad.
Still, it's all right.
Nymora doesn't pick up on it. She's like, "No, I'm tough."
No, I
don't need nobody but
looks
me.
at Mariella. No, I got this.
Leave the social tank.
I'm not smart.
So Nymora, you come in into the study. He just to go put her there, and like just gestures to a chair for Clarissa to be put
sorry.
into. He goes, "Thank you. You may leave us."
Gloria, are you okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay. Slap her on the cheek a little bit.
Thank
He-
you.
Yeah. So
Bow.
Nymora, you leave. Tidrick, the women are sat. Tidrick, you kind of have to stand.
Yeah.
Dover will sit down into his chair, wincing at his eye, and then like clip open thing, open it, and begin to read. Kind of like angles like the cone on his light, like on his candle. He's just like he's just reading it to himself. You definitely notice Falston is reading it like
Could
Her shoulder.
is
Yeah.
there a way I could use my empathy to read, like, sort of read Fulston's intent as he's reading the letter?
absolutely
Okay.
sure.
Yeah. What is that in? Awareness?
Awareness. Yeah.
Empathy. Okay, here I go.
16.
Nice.
Yeah. His face is an utter mask. He's just reading. He's not like completely hunched, much taller. Like Falston is a very tall guy, and so he's just kind of like bent a little bit, reading it. His face is masked. You're not really sure what his intentions are. He's just reading it. There's no like
That's
no,
fair.
like there's nothing like that. He's just reading it. He's just like maybe like he can't see it quite well. It's still kind of dark.
Mhm.
You kind of see Harold reread some things a few times. And Lord Tedrick, Lady Vivian, do you vouch for this lady? Pointing at Clarissa.
Yes, we do.
Of course.
And kind of like looks you guys both, and then kind of turns and looks at you, Clarissa. He goes, "Is this true? What's in this letter?"
From what I know of what's in it, yes.
I see. So he is. I think so. Lord Dunstan says here that he.
And I missed all of that because you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
same.
cut out.
Oh no!
It was doing so good.
Oh
Take-
no!
Microphone, please.
It's okay. It's only the second time I did it.
Mhm.
Okay. He goes. So it says here that Lord Dunstan has been trying to contact me for a while to avoid the war, asking what the cause of this is and whatnot. Find that very hard to believe. How are they like? So you all. So you support this woman, Clarissa. I believe you said your name was Lady. You support what's in this letter.
I do.
He kind of like goes, Falston, what do you think of this? He goes, I don't know, my lord. I have never been brought a raven, from Lord Falston.
Illustrious storyteller,
No,
is there
sorry,
a
no.
way? Is there
Yeah.
a way to call someone out on their
you-
bullshit, or to
I mean,
see
you
if
can-
they're lying?
I mean-
sorry, I should say.
So you want to?
I'm just-
So that's awareness, empathy.
Okay, I would like if I could. I don't know if
Yeah,
I. Okay,
go for it.
Someone assist.
I'd like to attempt to.
As I reach in my pouch
Mm.
and palm something.
Yeah,
It's not great, but it's 13.
13. If he's lying, he's a damn good liar.
Okay.
You know, or he's like, I don't know, I've never
Telling.
seen one. Yeah, he seems concerned for sure.
Of course.
He's like, I've never been brought a raven from Lord Dunstan, and I would certainly recall a rider flying Tullison colors coming up here. The men would have surely reported it. And he
There's
just
been-
goes,
There were mountain bandits.
Our very own Clarissa
attacked.
was attacked on the road.
Yes.
oh,
One of
God.
many things I dealt with on my journey back.
Yep. If the Tykels could the roads clear, it'd be a lot easier for all of us. Kind of shakes his head and he goes,
I make it obvious that I'm looking at something I'm holding on to.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, with your roles, Vivian, Harold doesn't by this letter.
He doesn't seem convinced.
It's given him somewhat of a pause, but he's like Harold Dover is an incredibly intelligent, and he knows he is.
All right.
Mhm.
If I am allowed to speak, Lord Dover.
Of course.
My husband also found a tunnel within your keep. I believe you have been
Yes.
instructed that it had been
Sealed, yes.
Sealed, but then
Carol told me about it. Yeah.
it had been recently reopened. Beloved, if you would, sorry, I wouldn't say beloved. I would say Lord Weirlight, because we are in a serious setting. So
Yeah.
Lord Weirlight, if you would give Lord Dover.
Earlier this
Lord
morning,
Weirlight.
I decided. No, this was before, right? When
This
I
would be
went down?
this would be earlier, yeah.
Earlier, I went down said tunnel. Because something wasn't sitting right with me. Me and my best man went, and I came across this as I presented
And he goes,
to Lord Dover.
"What is that?" You see, Falston
believe
looks at it.
Should recognize it.
He goes. He nods. He goes, "I would. That is the cap to an inkwell,
Yes, and
a fine one. Common inkwells would have a cork cap, but this is clearly designed for it."
I found this at the entrance of the beach part of the tunnel. And I proceeded to follow some footprints in the sand. Which, as we know...
So when you say that, Harold Dover almost like, oh. I thought when Reachman hunted, that meant they had 200 men hunting for them. All right. Continue.
Well, two footprints in the sand, which led to a cave where it looked like 4 men had been camping.
On the
small
beach in Ironman's Bay.
Yes.
Paulson, does that bay have a inlet road? He goes, "Not to my knowledge, my lord. You'd have to go in through the tunnel or the a ship."
Also, I would like to state that your stonemason, I believe Keys it was?
Carol Case, yes.
Carol Case, yes, Case. He mentioned that the tunnel had been closed off for quite some time and should not have been opened or even accessed.
Yes, that is true.
Yet, we find that it has been opened.
All right, what are you getting at, Weirlight?
I am just trying to help, maybe find out what's going on. Trying to help you find out what's going on.
So you're trying to tell... I think if I'm picking on this, you are trying to inform me that there is someone in my house trying to sabotage my knowledge of the Tullisons driving us to war. Is that what you are trying to tell me?
That's what I am believing. Yes.
It is now that we enter an intrigue.
Intrigue! Here we go!
Clarissa, you are still high.
Oh god.
However, I will allow you to make an endurance test.
I tried with the only thing I knew to get Mariella in this conversation with us.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes.
It's all good.
I said it's
you were
teacher.
stronger. It's all good. We got you, boo. We got you.
TJ, you're pretty good at talking.
You're pretty good.
I'm pretty good at talking. I'm just not good at rolling for my talking.
That's true. Could you roll an endurance test, please,
Yeah.
Clarissa? Because I will be nice.
That's not bad.
8.
Not bad.
You're still high.
Yeah, still high.
But you're not higher.
It's true.
I guess you could.
That is true.
You're high, not sleepy and high.
All...
Can
Yeah. What's up?
Where's Birch? Is he back in the room or outside the door?
You're not sure where Birch is. He's not in here.
Great. Good.
Or Dolver's not really an animal person.
Like my family.
I mean, he doesn't hate animals.
So that's just
So not like your parents.
He doesn't actively despise them and it's just like, what is this foul abomination?
Yeah, I mean, he can't really hate them.
Agents of the stranger is what they are.
God, I can't wait.
All right, I would like everyone involved in that, which would be Clarissa, Tedric, and, well, not you, Vivian, obviously, to make a status test.
Do I take any hit on this?
No,
I
not for this.
stewardship?
Clarissa.
All right.
No, stewardship doesn't apply here.
If you had reputation, that would.
Yes.
Damn, Tidrick, look at you go.
Tidrick.
Nice.
So Tidrick,
Yes.
if you have the book, since you are now getting involved into an intrigue, you might want to go to chapter 8.
I can give you.
No, I have the book. I had the combat thing open and not.
Uh-huh.
You were hoping for one thing, got the other.
Yeah,
So does,
chapter 8 begins
Do I have the book?
on page 139.
You should have the PDF. I sent you that.
Yes. I just need to get to it.
Serena, you get a status too.
I
No.
have eloquent, so
Okay.
I
She always goes
always
first.
goes first.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Unless someone else also has eloquent.
Then I roll status with him.
Yeah, no, she always goes first.
Very fancy.
So, while Tidrick's kind of looking that up,
I don't know how intrigues work.
Vivian.
Oh, crap. I can't
Yeah.
do it without restarting my computer.
Oh
hang on.
no. Okay, so we'll help you out then.
Yeah. We can
Okay.
hold your hand.
Thank you.
Oh, perfect, right there. So Vivian,
there. Yes.
I always have it open.
Rolled over. I would still
because right
say...
now, essentially what I'm getting here is
Mhm.
y'all are trying to convince him that there is something going on,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. Nothing has. I don't think we haven't had a connection lift me up from amiable. So I would still.
You still say amiable because you
I would
want.
still say amiable. I would because I want to implore him to listen. So
Yeah.
obviously, the safety of both us and him are on the line. It seems.
Absolutely. All right, Clarissa.
What page would you say?
What is your page? So Jesse, you would probably want
You broke your
143.
143.
Yeah. So Clarissa, what do you say? Would you say your disposition is?
This
Keep
is
in
kind of
mind
a
you're
question.
super high.
Super high, yes. I think it's either indifferent or dislike.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know.
So
I don't
dislike
think it's
indicates a general unfriendliness, a certain uncomfortable frostiness, whether the disposition originates from distrust, reputation, or some other misdeed. The character will not take risks for you and may entertain conspiracies against you. Would you conspire against Lord Dulver?
If it was to help my cousin, yes. So I think I would.
Okay, so
Or
are
to
you
help my
saying
house.
that you don't care if Dunson's telling the truth?
No, I care that he's telling the truth.
Okay, so this is in the moment, right? So
Okay. Yeah, so indifference is great. Sounds like.
okay, because like dislike is Cersei, how Cersei feels Tyrion. That's
Right.
That's dislike, right?
Right. Yeah, indifference is great then.
I think indifferent makes the most sense for you here.
Yeah. Frosty.
You're
and
like, I don't-
uncomfortable, Yeah.
You're like, I don't fucking know this guy,
Yeah.
really,
And I haven't heard about anything that's happened because I've been
Yes.
asleep.
right? You don't know
So-
about any of like the really sweet, cute things.
No.
All right. So, Tidrick, did you make it?
Jamaica.
I've got it.
All right. So, page 143, you have to base your disposition. It's sort of like your. How do you feel about
I
Lord
would say I'm
Dulver?
friendly.
You're friendly, so
Yes.
you're very
Oh,
you would.
Lord.
So you
And I-
were really looking to help him out. Your like
Yeah.
thought process. You're like, listen, I'm here for you. Like I'm here to help you. It's not cool what's happening to you. You're a good person, Tidrick. I like this. This is good. All right, you're friendly. So you have a DR2, which means anything he inflicts upon you, you -2. However, you do have a +3 to all of your persuasion skills against him because you are very earnest in your desire to aid him.
You're trying.
So he's got a friendly, an amiable, and an.
I love how this is so telling of our house. How like the ladies are far more like Tidrick. I want to be your
Yeah.
friend.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I already know what it is. All right, cool. So going first, Vivian.
I believe
You kind of already
I
had like set the scene with the role play and stuff.
yeah.
So what technique are you doing? Because we kind of let me just briefly establish something. It seems like what you're trying to get here is essentially like friendship, right? Like you're trying to get him to believe you that there is something going on.
Yeah.
Now, something I do need, are you trying to convince him that it is someone specific that you know and have proof, or you were just like, I think you need to hold off because there's something going on?
We don't have, personally, I as Vivienne feel like we don't have enough proof. So I want him to hold off on any hostilities because I get from just like
take a step back, look at your plan.
Yeah, from when we first showed up, like when we stepped into the door, he was like, "What do y'all want?" So I have a feeling that he is very like, "Where the receipts at?" So
he's very where the receipts at.
So it's definitely like take a step back before we escalate. So I think maybe convince
sounds like exactly is going on.
All the receipts he got previously were fake.
So would I roll that now, or would I decide my...
Well, it's your choice. Are you using influence? What you doing, boo?
Because here's the thing. While I feel like I've had a bit of... I've kind of established myself with our first bargaining. I feel like it's going to have more weight if I give the Lord of the House some oomph.
Okay.
So I would like to use assist, I think, as my action.
All right. So why don't you make that challenging persuasion?
Okay. Do I still get to use the bonus dice from convince, or is it just persuasion?
So this is just going to be persuasion.
All right, here we go.
Well, you do it.
Pretty good.
All right. All right, cool. So Tidrick, you now let's round down. Okay, so you have another +2, so total of 5 on your next persuasion check.
Ooh.
Yeah, pretty cool. So, Tidrick, it is your turn. Your wife, you kind of like she kind of like is like, hey, like really, you want to just focus right now on making him think that something's up. Let him identify. Don't start blaming somebody because we don't have proof of anything. And so she gives you some advice. You think you chew on it. You're like, all right. And you go. What do you do? What do you say? So are you?
Right now, I am just bringing these odd clues to you to state maybe we should look into this further before we go and place blame.
Yeah, so you're trying to be like, look at your house before
Look at
war
your
starts.
choices.
So that sounds like convince to me.
Well, I have nothing in persuasion, so all I got is persuasion.
Well, you in any status and position, yeah. All right, so it sounds like to me you're trying to influence him. So, which is like sort of the attack of the social combat. You are trying to be like, yo, listen. You're like, I'm gonna straight talk with you right now.
This is what's happening on the down low.
Yeah, I'm just like, listen. You're just like, listen. Here's some facts for you. This is Hinky, right? Got it. So why don't you make that persuasion test?
So a 10.
So a 10. Wow, unfortunate. That is
horrible.
A garbage roll, man.
Roll 20 does not like me.
Apparently.
It's not today, man. It's all right.
It doesn't penetrate his defenses. Like, this sounds ridiculous. I'm supposed to think a piece of trash found at my... And a note from a person I hate is supposed to dissuade me from gaining something. It definitely seems like he's just like this is ridiculous. Harold is going to he's going to just like stroke his chin and think. He is considering. Clarissa.
Yeah.
What do?
I'm also convincing. I think that's clear at this point.
Yeah. So you don't have a -1 die, but you do have a -2 to your test.
Good.
Because you're a little doobie.
Yeah.
Because this isn't a physical action you're doing. You have -1 die to mental, just a -2.
Sure. I think I'm just gonna try and read him right now because this is my first time meeting the man. So I just want to see what's he about.
He looks just like a vulture.
Yes.
You're like, oh my god.
Oh my god. He looks like
It's the bird man. All right. So you just got to make an awareness test.
All right.
See what's what.
-2.
15.
15.
All righty. Yep. That does it. You do it.
Yay.
So his disposition indifferent because he's just like not really sure what's going on. You
Okay.
can tell. And you can see he's like he's not sure what the hell is going on. Like y'all liars. But he's like, where the fuck is any of this coming from? How do you have this letter suddenly? Why are you here? This is weirdly convenient timing. Like, you can just see there's a lot of shit going through his head. Because you can tell immediately, this man is very intelligent. You can just tell the process is going through his head. But he's, careful, right? He's very careful. So he's weighing stuff at the moment.
Perfect.
Yeah, so you have a +1 die on all deception and persuasion tests for the duration of intrigue.
Danke.
All right, good work. We're back up. Vivian, what you want to do?
God, I didn't know that you had nothing in persuasion. So
I mean, he has 3 dice.
He does, but
You want to try?
This might be wise.
I don't want to lose this intrigue at all. So I just
Well, what you could do, you could try and manipulate to make it.
Yeah. It's my okay. So yeah, you must be or equal your opponent's passive will it's a flat persuasion. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because I think I don't want to take over the conversation from teacher because I
Sure.
think that's the core of what I as a lady of a house because we're not progressive yet in Westeros.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, I think the manipulate will
Go for it.
feel we can do. Okay, here we go. Flat persuasion again.
Jesus.
Yep. All right, so you now get to basically state his technique for the next round.
Okay.
So remember, the technique is like the convince, the bargain, the charm.
Okay.
The incite, the
Think but hard.
No, avoid bargain at all costs.
Anything but bargain.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't seem all that charming.
Yeah, I think.
You could make him try and seduce.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I don't want to.
do a veto up on that one.
Yeah, I don't think that's not going to fit the situation. I think
Yeah.
I would like to choose. God damn, I don't know. Maybe I think what you said first, Jesse, would have been charm. Maybe.
Okay, so
to
he's
try
like,
and maybe like
okay. Yeah, okay.
none of
So I
the
will
other-
say, I do.
Mhm.
I still kind of want to remind you,
Mm.
if he does influence, he will deal damage equal to his persuasion rank if it's charm,
okay.
which is his best. Skill.
Okay. Okay. So could I try? Okay.
We know.
So
you
I
also
guess
know his cunning is very high.
here's my question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's my question. Do I have to limit myself to what I know of his character for roleplay, or is it because I rolled so well I can any?
Well, I mean, obviously we're
I
going
don't
to play a little fast and loose. I just want to know what you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'll say.
All right.
Like if you say seduce, I'm gonna look at you very suspiciously and be like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's appropriate.
Okay. So maybe all right. So I do know his persuasion rank is high. I do know his cunning rank is pretty high.
You
So
would also, I
maybe-
will say, you would
Mhm.
actually know his will rank because
Mhm.
of Clarissa's roll.
Okay.
She got 2
Okay.
degrees of success,
Mm-hmm.
which means she hit it and then got 5 above.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, it's all in ranks of 3. So that means his will would probably be 3.
Okay, so that's pretty average. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can try and manipulate him to try and
Convince us
like,
that
if
nothing's
he
going
can
wrong.
Convince that he has it under control. That we are
Right. So instead of you trying to get him to convince you, you're trying to get you, and then hopefully that will like poke holes in his own argument.
Yeah.
Because you're convinced there's a conspiracy and he doesn't. So
Yeah.
okay, I understand that. That makes a lot of sense. All right, cool. So Tedric, it is your
Aye.
turn. What do you want to do?
Lord Dover, I understand that this all just seems a little too convenient. It seems this way for me as well. But if there is something else going on, should you not try and find out what it is instead of jumping straight to war?
Okay, so that feels to me like you're trying to convince him. So that means you would make another persuasion test.
Don't be bad. Not bad.
Plus
Okay.
3 is 15. Yeah, I mean, that's 2 degrees of success. What is your will?
My will?
Yeah.
My will is 2.
So that would mean it is 4 damage, and unfortunately, because he's indifferent, that will negate all the damage you do. So you hit him, but unfortunately, he doesn't damage. So, Tedric, you're noticing he's still
I'm
like
not getting anywhere with this guy.
you're not getting anywhere with him because to him, it's like you don't have any. You have really a ton of proof, right? You're just trying to be like, there's a lot of weird things, right? Maybe we shouldn't. But that he's starting to get paranoid about like, why are you here? Why do you give a shit? You're not even from anywhere near affect you. Like, why do you give a shit so much? So that is a thing. I will say for maybe next time, unless someone says something or does something, I would maybe look your eye to Shield of Reputation. Might be pretty good for you. Basically, you can make a status test.
Me?
Yeah, you, Tedric.
Okay.
All right, for next time. All right. It is his turn. Well, he's gonna try and convince you, Tedric, that there was nothing going on. Why are you even talking about this? Like, you won't be affected. This is my business. Everything's fine here. Now, he doesn't have convince. He just has bargain and intimidate.
Didn't she make it so that he has to do something else?
Yeah. No, he has to convince.
Yeah.
So that's what he's going to try and do. So he doesn't get any dice. It's just his persuasion. 12. Tidrick, what is your your intrigue defense?
That is an excellent question. Intrigue
It's right.
defense
It's right
is
from that
10.
police. Oh, so that's only 1 degree of success, which means he will deal 3 damage to you. But your DR of 2 will take it
that
away
down.
to 1. You have taken 1 point of composure damage.
Oops, wrong button. Okay, so where do I put that?
In composure, basically right beneath it, there's a little slot that you can just put down into like -1, taken basically a point of composure damage. So you're starting to be like, well, that is true. This is sort of none of my business. Like, should I?
My composure is my HP for this battle?
Yes.
Okay, got it. That is not good. That is definitely not good.
This is my
Yep.
Mariella.
Yep. So you're muted, Serena.
No, you did very well, because otherwise he could have wiped me out in 1 blow.
It's true. Impossible. But so, Clarissa,
Yeah.
you
Hello.
have +1 dice on him.
Yeah.
What do you do?
She'll kind of sit up, and she'll say, "Forgive me for speaking out of turn, my lord, but it seems as though there's some sort of miscommunication here between you and Lord Tullison, and perhaps if we can get some sort of face-to-face contact, this would all go away. And I'm going to try to convince him to meet with them."
All right, that is influence.
Yeah. And it's a will test, right?
No, it's you roll persuasion,
Oh, that's great for me.
You get
and
an
then
extra,
if you have convinced, then you add that.
and you get an extra die too because of the awareness.
Yeah, you get to remember to increase it by a die.
And then -2 still. So 19.
There you go.
19. That's
Very good.
still
Nice.
3 degrees of success. What's your will?
My will is 3.
That's 9 damage. So, yeah, that makes him. You see, he's like, He's kind of stopped there. It's at this point now that Falston enters
Back
the arena.
Fuck up.
He will elect to start at the bottom.
Mhm.
And he will just come in. And he'll just immediately go over and he's gonna lean down and he's just gonna start whispering. And he's gonna mollify him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where are you, Falston? There you are. You sweet boy, you. Alrighty, where? Alright, persuasion. Leave. Persuasion test to mollify a target. Yep. Oh, here's hoping. Yep.
Nice. Very nice.
Equal to the persuasion rank. So he just kind of whispers into Lord Dolver's ears, and he like straightens himself a little bit more. Like he's like, yeah,
I'm a good lord.
I'm super cool. You know.
I'm a good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he basically heals. What Falston has just done has healed some of the damage that Lord Dolver has taken in this intrigue. He's sort of like shoring him up and just basically being like, listen, brah, these people, they don't know what you're talking about. You're the coolest. Maybe he said that, maybe not, but he's
Hype man. Yeah.
calming him down. So, Vivienne, you're up. Things
Yeah.
were like, oh, damn it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and use convince with influence, I try and whittle this way down now that Falston
Go for it.
has thing,
He's
and I'm going
entered.
to, yeah,
Yeah, somebody else jumped in on his side, somebody else is able to jump in on our side.
yeah. No, I'm gonna use. Can I use? I don't want to use it on Fulston. I
You want to
want
use
to
it
use
on?
it on.
Yeah, you want to convince
Yeah.
Oliver, yeah.
Trying to say that he believes, like, Lord Dover, you believe your Lord Tullison to be many things, but in everything that you've said to him, is he a liar? Trying to use convince to try and ground him in that I know he's a very intelligent man, and everything
Yeah.
that he said.
So you're trying to ask him, is Lord Tullison a liar?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. It's a pretty good argument.
Okay.
I am actually going to give that a +2.
Oh, okay.
Because
okay.
you do actually know
I do.
what Dover said about him.
He has literally said they are jump bastards given lordship over rich lands and fruitful mines because the ink was before the ink was even dry on their notes of legitimacy. That is one of the most full out notes that I have ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of missed the really important bit at the end there,
Yeah.
which is,
Yeah.
but they're oh so noble.
Yes.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, let me put. Sorry, I need to edit that in.
Asterisk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Though they're noble. Oh yes. Oh so noble.
Mm-hmm. Noble. Understood. Got it. Okay.
Go for it.
So, I'm so nervous.
Go for it.
Holy shit.
Okay, well that's +3 if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that's a social crit, you guys.
Oh my god!
The first social one, yay!
And that's a 3rd degree social crit.
Oh my god.
I'm shaking.
So,
Holy shit.
Oh man, my
now, first off, Vivian, what's your will?
My will is 3.
Okay. So that's 12 minus 4. Now, with 3 degrees of success,
Mm-hmm.
you can lower his disposition
Uh-huh.
by that degree if you want.
Okay, and what does lowering his disposition do?
No, like the DR, like the disposition.
Okay.
So instead of it's not permanent, but basically for this,
Mm-hmm.
it would be a 1.
Hell yeah, I'll do that, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would for sure like
So that's, yep,
everyone
1,
to.
2, 3, 4. Yep, 4, exactly. Actually,
Okay.
with 3 higher, 29. But, yeah. So that's 12 composure damage to him. And with -1, so 11. Which is, yeah. That would take him out.
Yes!
However,
Yeah.
Frustration.
Always a but.
Yep.
he's going to
frustration
take
is-
a point of frustration because he's like, why the fuck is what?
This is my
That's
house.
fair.
However, he is teetering. He's just
Mhm.
there. Just
Got it.
the tiniest nudge
Mhm.
would push him over. And it is in fact Tedric's turn. Tedric, he's on the edge. Your wife got him to the edge. You just need to get him just a little bit more.
Stand up for the shot. You got this.
What do you want to do? Now you could do what I said earlier, which is try and make him like you a little more. Like it's called like shield of reputation. Be like, listen, you know me. I'm this guy. But if you do want to try and convince him, all you would need to deal to him is basically 1 point of damage.
Yes, that is true.
Risk it for
But
that biscuit.
as we saw,
You don't have a huge chance of that.
exactly.
Fair.
Smart.
No,
So do you want?
go
So
with
you
what
want
I
to try and make it easier for the?
Instead, what I'm going to
Occasion?
do
Yeah.
is assist Clarissa.
Okay. Absolutely. So you have to make a challenging 9.
Persuasion?
Persuasion.
Okay.
And you can do it. You can do it.
We know what
Got this.
Cedric's gonna take a point in when he can.
Come on.
You got this.
Come on.
Guys, he has a +3 anyway.
Oh, thank God.
Well,
Oh.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Also, I completely forgot about my +3.
I didn't. Don't worry about it.
I know you didn't, but I did. That's why I was cheering so hard at that.
Yeah, I get you, man. That was a good roll. Good roll. Yeah. So Clarissa, you're going to have a +1 to your next roll.
great. So a -1
Yeah.
total.
You're thinking.
Listen to
Yes.
the drugged out lady.
Yeah.
She went through so
Alright.
much to get here.
All right. It is Harold's turn. Ooh, he is going to try and he's going to withdraw. He is going to set up some defenses for him. He's going to make a dedication test.
Fail.
He basically does. It doesn't work essentially. So he's trying to like hold himself in, but he's like, all right, Clarissa.
Yeah.
It is your
Hi.
turn.
All right. So I think, watching all that has gone down, she just kind of like slumps back and she says, Lord Dover, I know my cousin very well, and I think even you know that he wouldn't be capable of putting together this big conspiracy against you. It's not what is happening. He has tried to make contact with you. And I'm gonna try and influence him again.
Go for it. So it sounds like convince you're trying to like listen.
Yeah.
All right, go for it. You get an extra die.
Yes.
And
That's only one. Hold on. Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
that's 18. Minus 1 is 17. That's 2 degrees of success. Your will is 3, you said?
Yes.
So that's 6 damage. And that's 2. So which means that's 2. Whew. No, I think that kind of calls that because he needed 2 frustration in order to counter Vivian's attack, and he would have to take 1 more maximum, and then he's very vulnerable spot. So I think you get through to him, and he kind of goes. However, unfortunately, the intrigue doesn't end until the round
Let's do it.
Yep. Okay.
So Falston, looking down at his lord, goes, "Yes, you're right. I think Lord Dulver is very aware of what kind of a man Dunstan Tullison is, and like a man who many people would show a great love of noble pursuits." And a man who can't even have enough spine to insult a man to his face. So he is going to try and mollify him. This is going to be rough. Let's see what happens. So mollification test with frustration. All right, here we go. Well, that was a crap roll. Not enough. He needed a 12.
Sorry.
Oh.
Roll 20 just crashed on me.
Oh no.
Oh no. Thanks, roll 20.
Oh no.
There we go.
Got you back.
Sorry. Sorry.
He does have a bonus, but there's also that negative. No, it's still by 1. He misses it. So
Beast boy.
And he just kind of like, and at that, Harold just goes, No, I think they might have a point. He doesn't have the brain of the gods gifted a goat.
Goat.
But I don't think he's capable of this. He will then look directly at you, Clarissa, and go, and no, when I say that, that is something I will say to him, to his face.
I think he'll take it.
Good to know.
And he goes, young lady, you risked a lot to guarantee that I possibly don't make a big mistake, and most likely your family kind of like nods at that. What was your full name again?
Clarissa Asterwood.
I shan't forget it. He goes, thank you. And he'll put his hand out to you.
Yeah, she'll step up and with the last bone in her body and shake it.
Yep, he'll shake it. You see, Falston looks like really really kind of face. He goes, I'll sleep on it, but for now, all preparations for war are on hold until we investigate what is going on. Well,
What is Falston's disposition?
he looks confused and going dude, really? You're not really sure what thing. If you guys want to try and
Yes.
Falston and be like, what is your business?
What are you thinking, man?
Not the time.
What
And he
would
just
that
goes,
be?
very well, my lord. And he goes, Lady Asterwood, seeing as I think there might be something wrong with my raven, could you craft a message to your cousin stating that, well, how about everyone, thank you for staying here and convincing me. I think you're right. I think I was rushing into this. I don't know what you all gain out of this. And he kind of but regardless, if you have stopped me from looking like a complete fool, you will have my thanks. Once this is proven, I guarantee it. I see the sun is coming up, and he's just as the sun is rising, goes, I know you've been through a terrible ordeal, but I think maybe we should do this now. Clarissa, could you take a note?
Of course.
Thank you. And he basically excuses including Falston. Falston is a little
Oh,
Taken
Of course
aback by that one.
yeah, he's
yeah, that's right. Get out.
yeah, and he kind of walks out. Clarissa, so you take a note for Lord Harold. He basically is I received no iron shipment from you're talking about. That shipment went missing, is what he states. I had heard that you wished to do war with my family and were preparing to do so without ever responding to me, and as my ravens have apparently not reached you as well. We should find a neutral point to meet. I say fair market, to perhaps have a discussion. Just very curt and direct. Stuff like that. Yeah. Cool. So, good work. You guys have officially averted the war.
Oh,
For
God.
now.
Well, yeah, for now. But like,
That's enough.
Don't fix this already.
Immediate conflict
Let's
is
have
somebody
this.
say
Let's
for
have this.
I said
Why
for
would-
now.
Mhm.
Why?
That letter has to
Listen.
get to them.
I'll
Just
go
say-
again.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, like we'll go again, but I feel like the Tolsons are less like intense about it. They're like, yeah, okay.
You say A+ to Clarissa for a clutch.
job.
roll.
Doing this
Everyone's
half
real.
baked.
high
Yeah.
on, right, fresh off of Shadowcat
Popping.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like hours later.
Tripping
Well,
balls right
take
when
all
we
of
needed
it
a high
back.
roll.
Yeah.
And Teacher's
And go.
first intrigue.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh
And-
god, that was just.
And T-Trick pulling out a 9 when he needed it. So
Yeah.
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 There we
For
go.
fucking sure.
Yep. And TJ, so you're just like, oh god, give me.
Give me some ale,
please let me go and kill something now.
and give me something to kill. I don't care what it is. Something.
All right, go. Yeah. So you and your men, you go get rank. Turnips also like gives a lot. Some of the turnips are like, hey John, let me get you a drink. Killing that son of a bitch. And he's just like, oh well. Yeah. So the excitement seeming is dying down. Everything seems to be going right with the world. I will say that basically Thorsten has some like your guys' own crows, and you guys can basically send a raven, your own raven to
Cool.
the Tolsons. So you still have basically another night here in Deepin Hall. Basically, this is the last. You're leaving tomorrow morning. So last day, it's been excitement. I think everyone maybe is like, cool.
And Mora was just like
Sleep.
pacing back and forth that entire thing.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, everything seems fine. Clarissa, best steward.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Vivian, you're envisioning the letter you're going to write to Lord Mace.
Just,
Lord Tyrell, you will be so proud of us.
Yes, of course, and then like his considerable thanks.
Considerable.
And then also Gulliver's thanks.
Possibly.
Possibly. If we can get some discount on that copper, that'd be like real great.
All right. So
But maybe we could use that thanks to get Henrik a shield.
Please. Please.
A copper shield.
It's not a good show.
So I will say,
Uh,
I think this is a good time to take our break.
okay.
So let's take a quick break, and then we're gonna get right back into it.
right.
So
Okay.
about 15 minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm very like not exactly how I thought that I was gonna go out, but all right.
I understand now, Sarita, how you felt
During the
Right?
bargain?
when you first,
Yeah.
when you first went up against him.
Uh-huh. It's ooh.
Yeah.
I
And
remember
then I
you
had
did
that
one damage,
so
but
low.
the fact is that
I'm gonna
was
be
only because you changed what he was using.
I'm gonna be
I was
real.
so scared.
I'm gonna be real. I kind of am using Harold Dulver as what kind of in like the training mat when you're learning stunts. The mat you're flipped onto is way harder and hurts more than what you'd actually be flipped on into a movie.
No,
So when you move on from it, it's
I
gonna be
hate-
like, oh, thank God.
oh
Like,
god,
easy, yeah.
ooh.
Look at these bitches.
All right. So,
Again,
great.
listen, I've negotiated with Harold.
All of my XP is
Ew,
going
don't
into
understand
bargain. I am going to outbid so many people.
All right, so let's go to our break.
All right. Woo.
Cool.